Hey, hey, take two as we were recording, and I forgot to hit the go live button, but here we are.
Talking to
We're back
ourselves,
again,
buddy.
talking to ourselves, being like, where is everybody? Oh, wait, never hit the go live button. But here we are. We're live as we are every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Jason. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel, brought to you by BetUS. Fantastic sportsbook. Not only can you use cryptocurrency over there, but nobody's got better sign-on bonuses than BetUS. So go check them out, and there's a link in the video description that'll easily hop you over to that sports book. We call it first inning, we call it quick hits. We just get our opening thoughts. Squirrel, what's on your mind this morning?
4-2 day. I'm happy with it. Had a late night sweat in the under of that Edmonton Oilers game. I think you were on the Oilers as well. You had said, man, 6-0, and I had under 6.5. Was like, it's kind of sketch in the last 5 minutes, but I did pull off a 4-2 day for Hockey Squirrel members. My free picks went 2-0 up on TikTok again. So doing really well there and having an excellent start to May in general. Closed out April, didn't feel that great, but May has been a great start. I love everything today, man. Yes. I'm sitting here writing all my stuff. I'm like, yep, like that. And normally I would have trouble like, man, what's a steal today? Or looking at props and whatever. No, today I was like, I have so many things. I'm like, should that be my steal or should that be my steal? I'm having a great morning. So we have so much to talk about today.
So many good betting spots. Love when the bets come easy. They come quick. Yeah, absolutely love today's slate. I want to talk about one thing before we move on to the second inning, just because I know what your bets are, and of course I know what my bets are. Neither one of us are fading the Reds running line. So I'm wondering if this is just going to become a joke here on this show, where we're just going to talk about fading the Reds run line, but never actually bet it, and we're just going to watch the money go by and not collect any. Or are we just going to actually man up and start fading the Reds run line? What are we doing here, Squirrel?
Well, I got a pitcher prop in the game in that one, so...
All right, well, this is going to be my last day of watching a Reds run line cash, depending on how you look at it. Obviously, we're talking about from a fading perspective of sitting on the sidelines. I'm telling you, I'm going to be jumping on that train. Just a matter of when. Today wasn't it, just because you mentioned earlier the slate's so good, just the volume count got really high today and had to tail something off. But Reds lose again yesterday by the run line. Not breaking news at this point.
What was it, like 18 to
4. 18 to 4, I think it was. So we'll see how many days we sit on the sidelines, but I'm wondering if that's just going to become a running joke here on the show of talking about it but not actually betting it.
Yeah, maybe. But again, I mean, do you honestly feel comfortable or like there is actual value at minus 130 to have to win by 2?
Today it's at minus 105 on the run line. That's close to even money. I think that's a fair stab at it.
Sure. Yeah. Yesterday, though, it was minus 130. I don't know. I mean, the end result was, they won 18 to 4. But, like, who the hell would predict that? Like, you're not going to sit there and say, I think they're going to win 18 to 4 today, right? I mean, you never know. You just never know. I don't know. I like to find more valuable spots. And, hey, yesterday, did those Cardinals not destroy at the minus 140 price? I was telling you, we were looking at other bets that were around the same, minus 140, but I just was drawn to that minus 140. And not all minus 140s, minus 130s, minus 150s are created the same. Not all minus 200s, right? Just because they put the number on there of a minus 200 doesn't really mean that you have a 70% chance to win the game, right? That's your expected value versus the implied probability. And you have to figure out, am I getting a deal here? And today, I find a lot of value. I find a lot of deals, whether that's what the book's doing to make me think so or just in the stats and projections that I have for myself.
All right, well, we'll see what happens to that Reds run line today. Let's go ahead and jump into that second inning around the bases. We'll at least talk about a couple of games. Which one do you want to kick off today's show with there?
The earliest one, and that is the Boston Red Sox. I just got done sending it this morning, and as I sent it, I clicked send, I looked back at the book, I got this game around plus 120 or 125 for the Boston Red Sox. This is a clear-cut example to me of what I call reverse line movement. And what reverse line movement is something that does not make sense with where we're seeing the money distribution in comparison to what the line is doing. So we're only seeing about 20% of the money coming in on the Boston Red Sox. However, the game has gone from an opening line of plus 140 and dropped at some books all the way down to plus 105 with only 20% of the money. Does that make any sense to you? They're becoming more of a favorite with not very much money. So then you have to look at what's happening. Well, who's on the mound? You have Shohei Ohtani. We've already talked about fading him on the road. That is a real thing. You look at, obviously, who you have for not only the batting lineup, but what's happening on the mound. You're going to have a Rich Hill start, but a primary pitcher of Tanner Houck. So you may see up to 3 innings out of Rich Hill, which is what we've seen in the past, and then Tanner Houck came in, and then all of a sudden they're going to see an entirely different pitcher off the bat, no pun intended. But something's going on with that line majorly to make it drop that much leading up to game time. So whether you're getting it at a plus 110 price right now, which looks to be the best current line, really almost anywhere, wouldn't recommend DraftKings plus 105, but even at a plus 110, we've talked about if you just are looking to win a game, I mean, the books are quite clearly taking a position on the Red Sox, and it's something I would certainly back early this morning here at 12:30 Central.
Love it. You're on those Red Sox. Yeah, I don't understand that one right there. So good. It sounds like you got some nice, good value on there. I want to go ahead and jump over to the Nationals versus Rockies game. I'm going to go right back to this over 10.5 at minus 110. It's a bet that we cashed 2 nights ago, getting over 10.5 runs. We're generally familiar with these two teams, but since we've spoken last, the Nationals have gone from the number 2 batting average team versus right-handed pitching. Now they're the number 1 batting average team versus right-handed pitching at 299. Love this right here. We've kind of talked about these bullpens. Rockies really sitting bottom of the league. Nationals are about low to mid-20s in most of the categories. So we'll kind of skip the bullpens because we know what we're getting there from having cash 2 nights ago. You got on starters. You got Sanchez versus Senzatella here. Senzatella, boy, he's just having an absolutely atrocious season, giving up 33 hits and 19 innings pitched, 3 walks, and only 6 Ks. So a guy that's not missing any of those bats in his start so far. And in all 4 of his starts has seen over 10.5 runs cash. That's a product of being a not good starter. And then, of course, we've talked about that bullpen that's towards the bottom of the league. We also had the last game of the series, so we know how that favors the hitters here. None of these bullpen arms are going to be able to surprise these guys. So bet we cashed 2 nights ago. Love it. We're getting the same 2 crappy starters as 2 nights ago. So we'll go right back to it with 2 teams that can score runs. We'll do over 10.5 runs in Nationals versus Rockies at minus 110. What's the second game you want to talk about?
Yeah, just to quickly add on, there were so many things that I liked that this one didn't even make, whatever I'm about to talk about. But if there were less things I liked, that would be something I'm on. It is something I'm actually putting my money on, but it's just not something I was talking about. But yeah, for the pitching, I absolutely love that over as well. Another over that I'm looking at is the Marlins and Padres with Nick Martinez, so the guy from Japan that we've been trying to fade already, I think 2 or 3 times now, against Luzardo. And I went to look at their pitcher props and even the book knows, because you've had enough trouble cashing on the over 1.5 walks. They've got Nick Martinez at 2.5 on the prop. So, they're expecting him to potentially walk 3 people, which if you look back at historical events, fairly likely to happen, which is doing what? It's getting guys on base without having to get hits. I expect either or both of them to get hit, therefore putting up the runs. I think 7 is too low for this game, over 7. It's minus 120. It's juiced up to the over, but you even have the chance to push with 7 runs. It just doesn't seem like it's a high enough line for the pitching that's being offered in this one. So I am going to go ahead and take the 7 over at minus 120.
Like that. And that's a bet that could cash based on these starters alone before you even get into the bullpen. I mean, that's how bad these starters are.
Yeah, in the
so
first inning, top of the first, please just cash it. So I'm done with it.
That'd be amazing right there. All right, the other game I want to talk about today is we have the Twins going up against the Orioles. I like the Twins F5 team total over 2.5 runs at plus 130. These Twins come in averaging 2.64 runs through the first 5 innings. They've got the number 5 batting average versus right-handed pitching. They also are in the top 10 in terms of the least amount of Ks versus right-handed pitching And we get Spencer Watkins on the mound here. Watkins on the mound here for the Orioles, a guy that we're familiar with. He won't pitch more than 5 innings. We know that, and we also know in those 5 innings he's going to give up runs. He's given up runs in every start. It's just a matter of how many. Well, he's running into a really, really good offense here in the Minnesota Twins versus right-handed pitching. So I absolutely love this. I was between this team total and the Brewers team total, but I think I got a better spot for that Brewers team total. And also I think that the Twins have a better offense and a better pitching matchup with Watkins and what their offense is.
100%.
So love that right there. So Twins F5 team total over 2.5 runs at plus 130 for me. Easy peasy. Didn't even really have to think about that one. Just came to me.
No, you really don't. Absolutely. Again, if you're looking for a win, Twins, I think you're right on it. Something I would absolutely take.
Let's go to shut up now, and let's give these people some pitching props. You got one guy on your mind?
Cool. Yeah. So the pitching prop I was talking about that I had in the Reds game was Adrian Hauser to go over 4.5 strikeouts. It's plus money, plus 105. I know we had talked about the Reds not being the highest of strikeout teams, but I do not mind Hauser as a pitcher. And seriously, if you're putting up runs of 18-4, we know, I mean, they're just not getting it done, the Reds. So I'm just going to hope that they strike out today. And if I'm getting plus money to fade them in some aspect, then I think this is a good spot. So Adrian Hauser of the Brewers?
Brewers, yeah.
Plus 105.
Can't beat fading those Reds. Love that right there. I'm going to do Shohei Ohtani under 17.5 outs recorded at minus 120. This bet is cashed in 3 of his 4 starts. He's also coming off a groin injury, groin tightness. I know he's been in the lineup from a batting perspective, but the fact is, from his pitching perspective, he had his last start pushed back because of this groin issue, groin tightness. So love that right there. And then we know about Ohtani's struggles on the road, right? Good home pitcher, but if he's going to struggle, it's going to be more times than not on the road against this good Red Sox lineup. They've already announced their lineup for today. Got a lot of their heavy hitters in that top 4, top 5 of their lineup. So love that right there. Again, cash in 3 of the 4 starts. Not going to expect him to complete all 6 of these innings. He may go into the 5th inning, but I think he's going to exit there. Only gone 86 pitches in his high so far this season. Combined with that injury, he's not going to make it a full 6 innings. So give me Shohei Ohtani under 17.5 outs. And then for my other one, I like going to go back to the Nationals versus Rockies. Antonio Senzatella under 2.5 Ks. Real odd line, under 2.5 Ks. But there's a reason. It only comes in at minus 105. Of course, this is the guy there of the Colorado Rockies. It's cash in 3 of his 4 starts. And again, the Nats come in with not only with the number 1 batting average versus right-handed pitching, also have the 3rd least amount of Ks versus right-handed pitching. So they're going to hit the ball. They're likely not going to miss. And his over hits allowed at 6.5 was at even money. But boy, 7 hits is just a ton of hits. I think just count on this guy not to strike out too many Nationals. Again, really, really outstanding versus right-handed pitching. So Senzatella under 2.5 Ks at minus 105 for me is my other one. What about for you?
Just to with that 2.5 strikeout thing, Spencer Watkins has the same line.
Yep.
So expected to, not strike out much, which even sets the Twins up further. I really like that bet on the Twins. And just thought I'd mention that. But for the walking props, I really do think that if you want to do either one of these guys between Nick Martinez and blanking whoever the other guy is.
Luzardo? You're talking about in that game?
Yeah, Luzardo, right? Yep. One of them, so Nick Martinez is over 2.5 walks, which I don't really want to rely on him to get 3 walks. But the other one is juiced to minus 180. So if you're looking for a potential parlay piece, I just don't expect either pitcher to really command that great, which, is the reason for the over, which I think is the best bet in that game to make. But, if you're looking for another angle to fade the pitchers, probably the walks would be one I would take a look at.
All right, it's time to give these people a long shot. There's a dog out there that you think can go ahead and win. Which dog is that, Squirrel?
Mine's going to be heavily based on money distribution and the way that the line's being treated, but I'm going to go ahead and roll with the Detroit Tigers today. Whether I want to do that in the first 5 with Scooble, I don't know. I mean, you can have some input too. Like, is some full game money line a little bit of a bad idea? Because I don't want to go against the Astros offense more than I have to. I don't really know off the top of my head the bullpen, like the back end of the Tigers. Do you think a first five is a better play, just trying to make a play on Tarek Skubal?
I think
Full game?
if I'm going to bet this one, I'm going to bet the Tigers in a full game capacity. I want their bullpen right now running around top 5 in a lot of stats, so I wouldn't want to exclude one of their strengths on the team of the Tigers. So if I'm backing them, I'm backing them in a full game.
Okay, and I wrote down the line at plus 145. Right now it just dropped to plus 130, I think.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, we're seeing the line coming down. It came out at a plus 145, and now everywhere is really 130 to 135. BetMGM is the most stale line at the moment, plus 145. If you have access to that book, would be definitely beating closing line value by the time that one starts, I would think. So
all right.
That's going to be my long shot underdog play. There is the Detroit Tigers plus 145.
All right, let's go Tigers. I think the best dog of the day is going to be those Nationals at plus 115. Simply put, you're getting by far the better offense, and you're getting by far the better bullpen. Look, I know I just threw the Nationals bullpen under the bus there when I like that over, but if we're just strictly comparing the two teams within the two teams, the Nationals certainly have the better bullpen. So way better offense, better bullpen. Starters are about a wash. I think both of these guys will give up a lot of runs. Neither one of them are better good, but I'm just gravitating towards that better offense and better bullpen. So I like the Nationals at plus 115 over at BetUS. So Nationals plus 115 at BetUS is going to be my best dog of the day. We got to keep swinging. We got to give these people some hitting props. We can't forget about the hitters. Who do you like there with the stick in their hand?
Kind of an interesting one. I mean, it's very, very far from being anything near a full unit play or anything like that. I mean, we're talking like quarter unit, tenth of a unit type thing, just because it's not as likely. But Kyle Schwarber, I was looking at against Taijuan Walker to actually get a home run way up at plus 290. He's already got 5 home runs on only 13 plate appearances against Taijuan Walker, which is crazy, I think, to have 5 home runs on 13 appearances.
Yeah, right. That's doing some damage.
So, I mean, back that, I guess, if he's been pulling it off already, but, nowhere near, obviously, like, don't throw a full unit or even a half unit on that. You already know that your implied probability of that happening is low to begin with. But just to have some fun, I mean, it's not a real serious play or anything, but just something to note for the day that would be worth watching, worth rooting for.
All right, I got a couple guys that could do some damage today. How about Pete Alonso there of the New York Mets, 12 for 34 against Aaron Nola. Love just the large sample size too, right? Not only is he successful, but you're getting a large sample size there in 34 at-bats, 3 doubles, 7 home runs within those 12 hits. So a guy that's certainly going to do some damage against Aaron Nola as well. Of course, his over 0.5 hits is too juicy, so you need to parlay him with somebody. If you parlay him with Colin Moran there of the Cincinnati Reds, you can get a parlay of plus 157 on just each guy to get at least one hit. Moran there of the Reds, he's 8 for 20 against today's starter Hauser, 2 home runs. So drop in a parlay of those two guys, and you can find that at plus 157. Anything else, or should we move over to a steal?
I think if you take anybody on the Mets, they've seen Aaron Nola so much. I mean, they're just absolutely stacked for how many appearances they've had. And that rolls on into my steal, which is the New York Mets at a plus 145. Why the hell are we seeing a line that's that high with the offensive output and the bullpen that the Mets provide? Why is plus 145 the line that's actually being set here? I don't know. I don't get it, but I will call it my steal and say, I don't think it's a long shot per se. I didn't want to call it my underdog play because I don't think it, I would be way more impressed if the Tigers won at plus 145 than the Mets at 145. Would you not? Against the Astros. That's why I'm saying I don't think all lines are created equal at, a plus 145 or a plus 145. When you compare these two games, I would much rather have the Mets for the bullpen and the offense. But I think that's a steal at that high of underdog odds for what it is for the team that you're getting there. I mean, they can't stop winning.
Love it.
Why wouldn't you take it?
Love it right there. That's your steal. We do that in the sixth inning. For my steal, I'm going to try and create some consistency here for the viewership. So if you ever tune into this broadcast and you're like, damn, has he given out a Nerfie yet today? My Nerfies are always going to fall in the sixth inning because you can just steal your money nice and quick from the books. They won't even know you had your money, and you'll go on about your way. So if I ever give out a Nerfie, it's right here in the sixth inning. I mentioned that because obviously I've got a Nerfie today. I love the Nerfie in the Rays versus Mariners game. We got McClanahan here on the mound there for the Rays, a guy we've already backed a couple times this season. And then you got the big, tall lefty there and Robbie Ray. He's been clean in his 5 starts. McClanahan has given up a couple runs in 2 of his 5 starts. Again, Robbie Ray's been absolutely clean, so love that right there. But I had to parlay it with something. Obviously, this Nerfie is so good. It's a little bit juicy. It's above my cutoff, so me personally, I parlayed it with something. I think the Brewers will score at least 2 runs today. How big of an outrageous statement is that? You teased it down, right? I didn't need a parlay it with much to get it under my threshold of minus 150, but I needed a little something. If the Brewers are the one that screws this parlay, well then okay, then what the hell happened today in baseball if the Brewers don't score 2 runs? So if you do that parlay of Brewers to score at least 2 runs, and if you parlay that Nerfie and the Rays and Mariners, of course Nerfie is no run in the first inning, you can find that parlay at minus 122. So it's a steal because it's a Nerfie, and that's what I do in the 6th inning. If I have a Nerfie, I give it out. So there we go right there. All right, let's go ahead and give these people our best bet in the 7th inning. It's called Coming to a Stretch. What is the best bet on the board for you?
Something I honestly didn't even talk about, and it was something I wanted to talk about. So I just threw it under my best bet category because I just wanted to talk about it. It's the San Francisco Giants to cap off the entire night. Dude, I mean, these lines are moving like crazy, and I feel like we're on the right side of a lot of them. I wrote down minus 120 prior to the show for the San Francisco Giants. It looks like it's Logan Webb against McCollus, or however you pronounce it. He's been good, but when you're getting the San Francisco Giants and that offense and the bullpen at home in particular for a minus 120, I think it's a good deal. I would go ahead and take it. The tickets, the money are all there as you would expect them to be. There's nothing fishy, nothing weird about the line other than the fact that I just think it's a little bit too low. So again, for a game that I expect to win at a higher degree, for a home favorite in San Francisco, minus 120, I would go ahead and call that a good bet. I think there are many bets that could qualify to be a best bet today, really. But just a game I wanted to talk about, something I wanted to mention, that Giants look good.
Love it right there. Giants do look good. I think this is a good spot for them and getting them at a good price against the Cardinals today. For my best bet, I'm going Marlins Padres. You've talked about it. You like the over. Well, I think you like the over so much it's because of that Marlins and what they're going to contribute to that. Take that Marlins F5 team total. It's only at 1.5 runs, and you get it at plus 110. So absolutely love that right there. The Marlins come in averaging 2.13 runs in the first 5 innings. So if they just hit their average, we'll go ahead and get a cash. Nick Martinez is on the mound there for the Padres. He's only allowed this bet to cash in 3 of his 4 starts, so we love that right there. And the Marlins versus right-handed pitching, quietly becoming one of the top-tier offenses here in the last 10 days. Number 12 in batting average, 11 in runs, 12 in home runs, 5th in doubles, and tied for 4th in terms of the least amount of double plays. So they're not giving these pitchers easy out through the double play ball. So love the Marlins today. Think they'll easily contribute to the over that the Squirrel's on. And I think they'll get it done in the first 5 innings. So give me that over 1.5 runs for the Marlins at plus 110. All right, 8th inning now. A new one we call here double play, where we give you a parlay. I'm a little, I thought when you do something new, right? Whenever I jump on TikTok for the first time, I think I rifled off like 100 wins in a row. Whenever you do something new, I thought you get like beginner's luck. What happened to my parlay yesterday? What happened to the Mets in the 6th inning? It looks like I got my tail handed to me, but it was really just 1 inning. They put up a 7 spot. Otherwise, that game was close. But you cashed your double play yesterday.
Mine crushed.
Yeah.
Holy hell, man. I was sitting there where you messaged me up. You're like, 3-run homer to start the game in the Cardinals. And I'm like going through my day. I look down at my phone. It's 10-0 for the Cards. I was like, oh boy, hoping that the Astros are going to do well. And I look back, 7-0 for the Astros. Game finished 7-2. So yeah, I think that was only a plus 144 2-teamer. I have a significantly more sketchy double play for today, but
give it to me.
Due to the line movement, the distribution, the fishiness, the reverse lines I see and I feel happening, currently the best odds that I can get, because they've fallen. And hey, if you can find a book that isn't a retail book, a book that's, whatever, reduced juice, probably can get even better odds on this parlay. The best I'm seeing currently are plus 382 for my double play today. If I take the current line on the Boston Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers, both plus money parlay, a 2-leg for a plus 382. And I actually did put this one in just a minute ago while you were talking. So
nice.
It is something that I actually legitimately like. So
2 dogs. Nice.
2 dogs and a double play. Yeah, I'll go big for today. Got to make it interesting.
All right, for my double play parlay, I'm going to do not money lines. I'm going to go back to, obviously, I'm not truly a big money line player. Go back to more of my strategy. Reds Brewers F5 over 4.5 runs, and I was this close to making the Reds F5 team total an official play because it was only at 1.5 runs and it was at plus money. The Reds will easily contribute to this over 4.5 runs. Hauser can give up some runs. He's been good to start his season, but it's there to at least give up like 1 to 2 runs, and that's all we really need from the Reds because I think the Brewers will then kick in the rest. So that'll be 1 leg in the parlay, and then I like the Twins F5 run line. F5 run line. Just simply win the game through the first 5 innings. Watkins versus Archer is a huge pitching advantage there for the Twins. And then for the bats, they get a real nice advantage as, again, they're sitting top 5 there in the MLB versus right-handed. So if you do that Reds versus Brewers, F5 over 4.5 runs, parlay that with the Twins F5 run line, you can get that at plus 300, and I put a half a unit on that. So plus 300 for a half a unit at that. We'll call it the closer. We give these people our bets, the ones we actually officially bet on. We've bet on several throughout the show, but doesn't mean we actually bet them all. Which ones did you actually bet today, Squirrel?
Obviously the Red Sox, when I got them at the plus 125 and sent that out, now it's plus 105. That's just crazy closing value. Too fishy. The line's just too weird. Fade the hell out of Ohtani on the road, I guess. Then I absolutely love the Marlins and Padres over 7 at minus 120. Again, you get the chance to push. Both pitchers I'm not expecting to be great with Luzardo and Martinez. Looking at walks, looking at them getting hit, and 7 I think is just simply too low of a line.
There's no way that game closes at 7. It'll get to 7.5. So like how you bet it at 7 to the push. So good stuff. As everybody can see on the far left screen, I'm on Ohtani under 17.5 outs at minus 120. Marlins F5 team total over 1.5 at plus 110. Twins F5 team total over 2.5 at plus 130. Nationals and Rockies are going to go over 10.5 runs at minus 110. I got that NRFI parlay and Rays versus Mariners. Parlay that with the Brewers to score at least 2 runs at minus 122. And then my double play of the day, of course, is that over F5 total there in Reds and Brewers. And parlay that with the Twins F5 run line for plus 300 at a half a unit. Let's go ahead and do the rundown rapid fire now. We'll, of course, run through all these games and talk run line, money line, over, under. And then these will be the live numbers at BetUS. So whatever BetUS is currently showing us, that's what we'll use. We'll do Angels and Red Sox. Angels minus 125. Red Sox at plus 105 with an over-under of 7.5. I would take the over 7.5. What about for you?
Red Sox, definitely. For me.
Reds and Brewers. I'm just taking Brewers run line. Don't even need to talk about anything else.
Brewers run line. Let's not talk about
All right, so we are on Brewers run line. Not officially, but at least we gave it as a lean. So when we sit here tomorrow, we can say, it was a lean. It was a lean, baby.
We had that. And then, hey, but if it loses or
just a lean. Just a lean, dog. Just a lean. It's not a bet. It's just a lean. It's just a lean. Shit, people. It's just a lean. Anything you like better than this over 10.5 in Nationals Rockies?
Not at all.
Everybody likes that over, as you should. Blue Jays come in at minus 150. Guardians are at plus 130 with an over-under of 7.5. Barrios and Saval on the mound. Blue Jays at minus 150. Give it to me.
Barrios sounds like a cereal.
He's good.
Let's do.
Or he has been good.
What were you? What did you say?
I just took the Blue Jays at minus 150.
Cool. I'll hop on it. Savali.
I'm on this Mets at plus 140. Don't get it. There's a lot of hitters have had success against Aaron Nola.
I fully don't understand. I have no idea. That's a steal.
Yeah. Twins and Orioles. Twins are only minus 155 over on BetUS. Orioles at plus 135 with an over-under of 8.5. Get on and back the Twins in some capacity today is what I say.
Hey, look.
What happened?
Twins.
So you're on the Twins at minus 155. You're a money line player. Tigers, you like the Tigers at plus 130 going up against the Astros at minus 150 with an over-under of 8.5. I would take that over 8.5 in that game.
Yeah, I'm on the Tigers. I like it. I'll back Scooble.
Rays and Mariners. Boy, this one's going to be low scoring, folks, with an over-under of 7. You got to remember that over-under I gave out yesterday of 7.5.
Don't say it's going to be low scoring.
That one closed at 6.5. No, and Rays Mariners. You didn't give out the over. Rays Mariners.
Oh, I misheard you. Okay, I was going down the list. I think mine's
that game closed at 6.5. The one I gave out yesterday at 7.5. Whew, no offense.
The Rays and the Mariners. Sorry,
I would just take the Rays at minus 130. They're the better team. Rays at minus 130.
Yeah, I bought the offense the last 2 days. So I've cashed the Rays yesterday and the day before. Robbie Ray freaks me out a little bit, and I know the Mariners can do damage. They're at home. I stayed away from the game completely. It freaked me out, but I've already bought them the first 2 days at minus 130. I guess I like the offense better on the Rays. I do. So we'll buy it again.
All right, fingers crossed we just get that NRFI in that game. Then for Marlins Padres, we both like the over 7. I think if we both had to pick a winner, we would probably jump on Marlins minus 115, right?
Yeah.
Once they do damage against Nick Martinez, you're not going to get the good orange for the Padres. You're going to get slappies coming out because they're going to be down. They're going to be down 5-2 after 5 innings. Marlins will be up 5-2 after 5.
You know, I really don't want to pick a side, though, when I take a game total because I'm a money line player, and if I play a total, I don't want to pick a side.
All right. I'm going to be sitting here killing myself, though, when the Brewers cover that run line tonight or this afternoon. I'm killing myself.
Oh, please don't do that. We need you tomorrow. We need you to show up.
I'm wondering if I should just chase coming to a stretch, I'll just put fade Reds run line and just have that a permanent 7th inning right there. Like, that's what I'm doing. Don't ask me anything.
Fade the Reds on the run line.
Fade the Reds. All right, guys, Thursday slate. Boy, what some great action today in baseball. Hopefully you guys are going to go ahead and tail these bets. Come up with some other good winners yourself. The Giants game. Oh, I did miss that.
Come on, bro.
Oh, yeah, the last one. Giants, Giants minus 130, Cardinals plus 110, over-under of 7. I just like Giants minus 130. They're going to win.
Yep, I do too. Yep.
Giants 130. All right, guys. Lots of good fun with you guys. Looks like you guys also got some great bets in the comment section. Hope everything treats you guys well today. Let's cash some bets. Let's come back for tomorrow. We'll give you Friday's slate and then also give you things to keep an eye on this weekend as we'll do it. All right. Appreciate it. Have a good one, Squirrel.
Have a good one, buddy. Good luck.